Earthquakes are the sudden and violent shaking of the ground, sometimes causing great destruction as a result of movements within the Earth's crust or volcanic action. Earthquakes can be destructive, but most earthquakes are harmless. One of the most important things about earthquakes are seismic waves. The two main types of waves are body waves and surface waves. The S waves and P waves are the two types of body waves. P waves, also known as primary waves or compression waves, are the fastest type of body wave, and the first waves detected. S waves, also known as secondary waves or shear waves, are the slowest type of body wave and can travel only through solids, unlike P waves, which can travel through liquids and gases as well. Love waves and Rayleigh waves, also known as L waves and R waves, are two types of surface waves. These waves are the main waves that cause damage to buildings, even though they travel slower than the two body waves. Shadow zones are locations on the Earth's surface that no waves can be detected that originate from a given point. The reason for this is that the P waves, depicted black in the diagram below, change direction when they travel through the Earth's core, and S waves, depicted red, cannot physically travel through the Earth's core due to it being liquid. Most earthquakes occur at plate boundaries as the result of stress in the lithosphere. This stress builds up one of three ways, depending on the plate boundary. In convergent plate boundaries, where two tectonic plates are heading together, the stress that builds up is called compression. In transform plate boundaries, where two plates are sliding past each other, the stress that builds up is called shear. Over time, this stress builds up. When the stress becomes greater than the strength of the lithosphere in the fault area, the stress is released. The more stress that the area is built up, the stronger the earthquake. At some plate boundaries, there are closely spaced faults. These are known as fault zones. Fault zones form at plate boundaries because of the intense stress from the plates colliding, separating, sliding, or subducting past each other. Scientists record earthquakes and their magnitudes using seismographs. These seismographs detect vibrations in the ground and convert them to graphs called seismic graphs. Most of the time, there are a few peaks on a seismogram. The first is when the P waves arrive, and the second is when the S waves arrive, and the third is when the surface waves arrive. Scientists measure earthquakes' intensity by using the Richter scale. The Richter scale measures the strength or intensity of an earthquake using units of magnitude. The scale is logarithmic in powers of 10. This means that each unit of magnitude is 10 times more powerful than the one before it. For example, a magnitude 8 earthquake will be 10 times as powerful as a magnitude 7 earthquake, which is 10 times as powerful as a magnitude 6 earthquake, and so on. Since earthquakes can be disruptive and can harm people, you should know what to do in the event of an earthquake. Even before an earthquake happens, you should be prepared. You should have plenty of stored food, water, flashlights, batteries, and more. When an earthquake actually happens, you should stay calm. If you are indoors, you should crawl under a sturdy desk or table, cover your head, and crouch down into a ball. If you are outdoors, get to open spaces away from anything that can fall on you. Sometimes earthquakes can cause fires. Make sure you are aware of fires before leaving your current spot. Thank you.